Well, there's been a number of highlights. I think the coalition announcements that we made, particularly around our Provincial Growth Fund, which is a game-changing policy, second to none really, even in the world, when you look at the amount of money that we're investing back into our poorer provinces, creating work opportunities, opening up the ability for people to get products to market, etc. I think that's absolutely huge. The billion trees, creating the opportunities for work, particularly again in those provinces. And the Strength and Work program, which has just been announced, which is a New Zealand First policy around the community wage, where able-bodied people should be given the opportunity, given the incentive by either a carrot or a bit of a stick, or mana and mahi, as I think the policy has also been referred to as, to actually get young people, our youth, or the lazy nefs off the couch, but get them working, because there's just no reason why able-bodied people shouldn't be out there working. Being in part of a coalition government, we spent 3 years in the first term arriving here. As many MPs that arrived last term found out, you are in a all care no responsibility position, and it's a great place to learn how this the Parliament works and where to go to, but you really don't have a lot of opportunity to engage with ministers in a positive collaborative way. Now we're in a coalition government, we have full access to those ministers. The discussions that are going on behind the scenes, working along with our coalition partners, is just absolutely fantastic. There are some great ministers that I have huge privilege and the opportunity to work with that I find very, very exciting and positive. And but not to say that we have differences of ideas and opinions, but when you can sit down and be collegial in your approach to the different thinking with some of our positions as our parties go and move forward, it's great that we come out in a position that is united with Labour and New Zealand First, and indeed the Greens, who are giving their support by in this coalition government to make it work. So it's very, very good. Like any family, you've got to work through some of these programs and opportunities and sit around the table and discuss them, but we are very, very tight, and despite what the media would like to think, we're working very well together. Personally, there are a number of bills that we are working on, part of our New Zealand First manifesto. Being outside of that cabinet, being a member of Parliament, not a minister, it gives me a fair bit of freedom and opportunity to look at helping further our position into the future. And for me, the biggest thing that I really am looking at working on is ensuring that New Zealand First has a very significant role beyond 2020. We're a party that's now 25 years old, with the leadership of the Right Honourable Winston Peters, and I am New Zealand First because of the values that New Zealand First holds. So making sure that we come back in 2020 as a bigger, stronger party that can have more say. There's a lot of people out there that are saying that New Zealand First hasn't stuck to their pre-election promises, but I just say to those people, look, we have 7.2% of the vote. We don't have all the power and all the say, as much as we'd love to have more power and more say, but we've got to work quietly but consistently, putting constant gentle pressure on the government to move them into spaces where we can operate. But come 2020, it's a brand new election, it's a brand new outcome. So to make sure that this party grows in its strength, grows in its size, and is more relevant as a larger party is one of my key focuses. When it comes to policy, I think it's important we really frame that tax package up for those small and medium-sized businesses to ensure that they can afford to pay the living wage, and we look at ways that we can engage with our younger people that are unemployed, that have been unemployable, that have seen systemic unemployment within their families for generations now. That's something that I'm very, very proud to be part of as far as policy formation goes.